Adidas has no idea what it is doing. After cutting ties with Kanye West after a series of anti-Semitic outbursts, the company is being projected to lose over $1.3 billion from its leftover Yeezy inventory. It's so bad that Adidas doesn't even have a plan with what to do with their quote-unquote zombie Yeezys. They recently tried to mend their relationship with Kanye in order to sell over $500 million of their leftover stock, but they still don't even know what to do with the remaining $800 million of inventory. Some in the company are saying that they should sell the unbranded Yeezy shells, while others are saying they might go as far as burning the leftover Yeezys. Man, we gotta look at the biggest L in Adidas history as we know it. But before we do, man, I'm gonna need y'all to like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna run on this video, man. Make sure y'all check out the merch link in the description at staysafeworld.com. Tap in and help support the channel, man. Y'all already know what we doing here. We trying to spread the gospel, man. Let's get into it right now.
Okay, let's talk about Adidas. They cut ties with Kanye West and his brand Yeezy, and you're saying it cost them.
Oh, big time. Adidas has issued a warning to shareholders that they might be looking at $1 billion in losses due to all that unwanted Yeezy merch, clothes, shoes that are now sitting on the shelves at the clothing conglomerate, and they're trying to figure out what to do with them. As Lou just mentioned, Adidas cut ties with Kanye West, aka Ye or Yee, whichever, last October after he made a series of anti-Semitic remarks. Obviously that's toxic for any brand, but now you've got all that merch. What do you do with it?
If you haven't known already, Adidas has been having a terrible year. Aside from the Yeezy catastrophe, they have been suffering a huge amount of L's. For instance, Beyonce's Ivy Park Adidas brand that most of y'all probably have never even heard of has lost the company over $200 million. On top of the fact that the Y3 brand is basically hanging on by a thread. But the largest heaping pile of shit that Adidas has on its hands is the Yeezy Adidas line. Once the flagship Adidas culture product, a number of tweets and several viral interviews basically forced Adidas to withdraw their stake in the Yeezy's Adidas brand and basically try to sever ties with Kanye West himself. But needless to say, that obviously didn't work because now they're in $1.3 billion in the hole and they have no idea what to do with that, man. And it just goes to show that they're this close to being a K-Swiss. They tried to figure out a solution. According to reports, Adidas and Ye have reached a new agreement following the official termination of their partnership with Yeezy, that the German sportswear brand has carved out a new deal with Ye to sell $500 million of remaining Yeezy sneakers. But you know, the new deal basically is not creating any new Yeezy sneakers, but it's basically just trying to get off the fucking sneakers that they can't sell, which kind of makes no sense whatsoever. Was it because Kanye wasn't supporting it that they weren't able to sell, or are they not able to sell because people look at Kanye as an anti-Semite? That's the craziest point of all of this, man. But the new deal is now believed to see the sale of the select non-branded Yeezy sneakers with no designs to be produced. And basically they're going to be selling shells of the sneakers, so Yeezy doesn't even know if that will work. It's actually a pretty risky bargain. They're bargaining that people are going to want these Yeezy pieces of shit, fucking unbranded, like Walmart shoes. You know those Walmart shoes with no brand? They're basically betting that people are gonna want to buy those versions of Yeezys with no branding whatsoever just for discount prices. So they're basically trying to turn Yeezys into, you know, like those bootleg NMDs that they made when they were making NMDs, those type of shoes that Adidas are just gonna have with no brand or no really any type of branding or anything like that, which is honestly pretty crazy because they might lose it all at this point. Man, if it weren't for the football sales and like other sports sales, Adidas would be fucking running into the ground. I mean, it basically is running into the ground right now. And some people might say it's Kanye's fault, but really, I really feel like it's Adidas' fault in the long term, because number one, yeah, Kanye was one of the most influential designers of this whole situation, but y'all obviously should have seen what he did in his past, in his whole time. He's very outspoken about shit that he thinks is true, so obviously they should have never given him a platform in the first place. But now that they did, it's already too late. He was too big to fail, man. He was at the point where he can basically do anything, and Adidas is holding him hostage. And they tried to do that performative shit and try to say that Adidas, they were trying to cut ties with Kanye after his whole outburst and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, man, Adidas needs Ye. Man, K-Swiss doesn't even have it this bad than the fact that I don't see K-Swiss out here losing $1.3 billion of inventory money, man. And on top of everything, like, really, what is the direction that Adidas can go in? It seems like all their brands and culture brands are pretty much failing. They're never going to trust black people again after this. And honestly, I definitely can actually say that, you know, is pretty surprising. Because you would think that even Beyonce would be able to sell shit, but it just seems like people just don't like Adidas. But that goes back to my main point. Did people stop buying these Yeezy sneakers because Ye's name wasn't attached anymore? Or did they stop buying it because they felt like he was anti-Semitic? Because that could mean a lot of trouble for Adidas. Because this is probably not going to be ending up good for the remaining sales when you look at it. Because if you look at this whole situation and you come to the conclusion that everyone stopped buying Adidas clothes and shoes, the Yeezy apparel, because Kanye was not attached to the brand, then how do you think that these people are going to feel when you're selling these ghost shells of shoes? Honestly, you think that people are really going to buy those? And then if you look at it at the other hand, if people stop buying them because they were anti-Semitic, how are they going to feel that you had to make a deal with an anti-Semite in the first place? On top of it, Yeezy is a company within Adidas, and Adidas is founded by Nazis in the first place, man. So it's like an L whatsoever. You know, it's a lose-lose for Adidas. I feel like their best bet is honestly just burning the shoes and putting them into the atmosphere and breathing those in and killing themselves. Because at the end of the day, there's no way that this plan is going to work whatsoever. And it's looking like Adidas is just going to be billions of dollars down. And Kanye West could be thanked for all of this, man. This man literally drove the brand into the ground. But the sad thing about it is he's actually the only person that can save the brand, man. And that is pretty wild to even think about and fathom at this point in time, man. But hey, let me know in the comments what y'all think about this shit. What do you guys think about the future of Adidas and the future of Yeezy? You know, the fact that they came to this conclusion shows that Adidas, despite all the shit they were saying, they really need Kanye, and they need him bad, man. That shit is crazy to me. Let me know in the comments what y'all think about that shit, man. Do they need him or does he need them? Let me know. Peace.